الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ورضي الله تعالى عن السادات التابعين والعلماء العاملين والأئمة الأربعة المجتهدين ومقلدين بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters in Islam, my name is Muhammad Tukur Hamisu. This is a short video on Zakat, particularly on the oft forgotten form of Zakat, which is Zakat of farm produce. But before I continue, I would like to give a disclaimer that I'm not a sheikh, I am not a scholar, I'm just a regular guy who is a bottom tier student of knowledge, but nonetheless I'll give it a try. This is what a perfect time to do that amidst the coronavirus pandemic. By giving out your Zakat of farm produce, you're actually helping the government in curbing the spread of the virus and at the same time making people to stay at home. It is common knowledge in Nigeria that the average man, or more than half of the population, will have to go out to work to provide food for their families every day. So by giving out that Zakat, you're helping the government and the people in staying at home. Of recent, there has been an agricultural revolution that swept across the country. We've seen rice in Kano, rice in Kebbi, rice pyramids all over the country. We've seen young people venturing into agriculture. But the problem here is, I spoke with a friend, we had a discussion with a friend who is now a farmer, who confessed that he never knew there is a Zakat on farm produce. And then that was some months ago, and then now I just realized that, how about if I do a video on discussing of this form of Zakat? I'm going to use the book of Risalat Ibn Abi Zayd al-Qayrawani. That is a Risala, a very popular book of Maliki school. That's the Malikiya, what we practice here in Nigeria. So we go through the lines together. It says I'll just go straight to where he started discussing on the Zakat of farm produce. Zakat al-Harth wa miqdaruha, and that's Zakat of grains and the quantity or the measurements of how you give out the Zakat on them. The first statement he made, he said, وَلَا زَكَاةَ مِنَ الْحَبِّ وَالتَّمْرِ فِي أَقَلَّ مِنْ خَمْسَةِ أَوْسُكٍ. What this means is, there is no Zakat on anything, on any grain or tamr, which is date, any form of date or grain that is below 5 awsuk. We are going to explain what this awsuk means later in the video. وَذَلِكَ سِتَّةُ أَقْفَزَاتٍ وَرُبُعُ فَقِيزٍ, which is also is given an equivalence of the awsuk I've talked about earlier. And then sittuna sa'an min sa'in nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So al-wasf means sittuna sa'an min sa'in nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وهو أربعة أمداد بمدة عليه الصلاة والسلام, which is equivalent to the 4 mud of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is a bit of calculation which we will do later on in the video. And then ضم الأجناس المتشابهة. This is the conflating or putting together of different species of grains of the same category. ويجمع القمح والشعير والسلط. القمح والشعير and salt, they are of the same category. Should you have al-qamh wa sha'ir and salt, which is wheat. I don't know what's the wheat in Hausa. I don't remember. Al-kama, right? Yes, al-kama. So al-sha'ir and salt, they're all different forms of al-kama. Should you have, if your nisab of any of this category is below the 5 awsuk, then you can actually put them together and get your nisab, and then you can give out your zakat. فإذا اجتمع من جميعها 5 أوسق فليزكي ذلك. That's what I've already said in essence. If after putting them together you get the nisab, you can give out your zakat. And then وكذلك تجمع أصناف القطنية. You can also do the same for legumes. I'm talking about beans, peas, lentils, all those ones. You can actually put them together and then you get your zakat. Should you not have zakat from just one of them independently, you can conflate them and give out your zakah. And then وَكَذَلِكَ تُجْمَعُ أَصْنَافُ التَّمْرِ. You do the same thing for different forms of different types of tam, which is I believe there are so many different types of tam. Last time I saw a picture, I think over 100. So, and this mostly is not food to us, actually food to the Arabs. So وكذلك أصناف الزبيب. The same thing with the different forms of zabib. Zabib is dried grapes, right? Dried grapes. That's called the raisins, right? Raisins. Yes. You do the same thing for zabib. There are different forms of zabib. And then wal urz, dukhun. That's urz is rice. The dukhun is millet. Dhurra, we're talking about maize. We can actually do the same for that, but you can't do the same. You can't put them together by conflating the three different types of grain. واحد منها صنف لا يضم إلى الآخر في الزكاة. You don't conflate or put together rice, millet, and maize. So وإذا كان في الحائض أصناف من تمر. But if it happens that you have different forms, if you are in your garden or in your farm, you have different forms of dates. أدى الزكاة عن الجميع من وسطه. For example, what he's saying basically in essence is I'm sweating. What he's saying basically is you have a zaitun, that's olive. You have olive seeds. When if your olive seed gets to the nisab, you give out zakat from its oil. You know, you can actually deduct oil from zaitun, which is olive. Whatever you get after you have the nisab, and whatever you get out of whatever oil you get out of the nisab of that olive is what you give out for your zakat. ويخرج من الجلجلان. You do the same for jurjilan. وحب الفجل. حب الفجل is radish seed. Jurjilan is reedy, which is sesame seeds. من زيته فإن باع ذلك أجزأه أن يخرج من ثمنه. You do the same for what you did for zaitun, olive oil. But in this case, فإن باع أجزأه أن يخرج من ثمنه. But if it happens that you sold the zaitun and the jurjilan and habul fujli, that's the radish, then it is permissible to actually give out from its money, the money you receive from that. It doesn't matter if it has reached zakah. You only get the percentage you're supposed to give and take out from your farm produce, and then you give out zakah from that. Inshallah, wala zakata fil fawakih wal khudr. There is no zakah for fruits and vegetables. That's for that, and that's the end of this. But then there is a short mathematical video. It's not actually big. For those of you who don't love maths, it's actually easy for you to actually put your head around. Earlier we said 1 awsuk equals to 160 sa from first, I think, paragraph. So what it means here is we have 5 awsuk. You see, 1 awsuk equals to 60 sa. For 5 awsuk is going to be x. So what do you get? You're going to have your x is going to be 300 sa. So or sa'i, as we call it here in the north, or in Hausa we say sa'i. Okay, and 1 sa equals 4 mud in Nabi. So for you to do that, to calculate how many mud in Nabi you are going to have in 300 sa. So you are going to have 1,200 mud in Nabi. So apart from that, then that's just mud in Nabi. But for us, we want to understand how many bags, right? How many bags after how many bags of harvest are you going to give out the zakah from? It says 47 mud per bag. But how did I get from that 47 mud? It was actually from the merchants at the market. I asked them, how many muds do you actually get in a bag? They say 47 mud. Okay, 47 mud per bag. So I already have 1,200 mud. So how many bags are you going to get from 1,200 mud? That's just simply 1,200 divided by 47, and you're going to have 25.5 bags. Okay, you have 25.5 bags, and then you're actually going to give out 10% of whatever you get. If your harvest or if your farm is actually from rain or from stream and all that, you are going to give out 10%. But if it is from irrigation farming, you are going to give out 5% of your harvest. So you have, let's say, the minimum. That's the minimum. We're talking about the minimum threshold. For the minimum threshold, we have 25.5 bags. So what is 10% of 25.5 bags? We are talking about 2.55 bags. That's, say, 2.5 bags. That's for the type of the rainy season farming. And for irrigation, you are going to give just a bag and 1/4 of just a bag or 1/4 of your farm produce. Well, that's that. It's actually not too much for you to give out to the poor or the needy. And I'm sure most of us, as we are growing up, it's in Islamic times or Islamia time, we were always asked to say, okay, if you have if you have 10 bags, you are going to give out 1 bag. If it is, you're talking about 1 bag and just a bag, a little more than a bag. So actually, that's what it means. A little more than a bag if it is from irrigation, and 2 bags for 2 bag and a half for rainy season. Well, that's that. And for your nisab of zakah, I think this nisab of zakah I couldn't get. I forgot to actually get because this video is actually an impromptu video. You can actually, zakah is I think 1.2 something. I don't remember the exact amount, but you can actually give out your zakah even before the time or before it's due time. What do I mean by that? Yeah, so the last time you give out your zakah, if you've been keeping your money for over, you are actually waiting for the money to reach a year, right? Okay. In this case, we are facing so many kind of economic hardship across the country. I don't know for other countries. I think it's a general problem across the world. Nisab, you can just give out 8-9 months before it's actually due. That's 12 months, right? So this is actually evident from the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Bulugh al-Maram, and if you go to Kitab al-Zakah, just to be sure, this hadith of علي وعن علي رضي الله عنه أن العباس سأل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في تعجيل صدقته قبل أن تحل فرخص له في ذلك رواه الترمذي والحاكم. This is evident in Bulugh al-Maram. It was also narrated by Tirmidhi and al-Hakim that you can actually give out your zakah before it actually completes a year, as evidently so. Abbas did that, and I think I remember when we were discussing this hadith with my sheikh some time ago. He said, especially in Nigeria with the economic hardship, you can actually give out your zakah even before it reaches a year, and I believe this is also a good time to do that. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyil kareem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.